Okay, hello Hector, hello Sonia, welcome to our class. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. Good
Hi,
night.
Hector.
Good evening.
Okay, good evening, Hector. Welcome to the class.
Thank
Sonia,
you.
hello. How are you today?
Teacher. Good evening. I'm okay, thank you.
Okay, that's pretty nice. Welcome to our class. Let's see, Brian, how are you today?
Hi, teacher. I'm good. I'm coming
Okay.
back. The last week is a very busy for me, but I'm ready to the class tonight.
Okay, I'm really happy to listen to it. So welcome to our class. Everybody, thank you for coming on time to our activities for today's class. I'm so happy to have you here. Everybody, please do your best and let's start with our class. Hello, Victor. How are you today? Okay. Okay, everybody, we are going to start with today's class. Good evening, Victor. Thank you for coming to our class, okay? So everybody, we are going to start today with our class. I'm so happy to see you one more time here. And well, let me tell you guys that I'm ready to start. And I hope you are either. You are ready to start too. Okay, so everybody, to start today's class, well, remember that today we start Unit 2 and this level, okay, in intermediate level. So everybody, let's pay attention to our activities for today. Today, we are going to learn about expression of quantity. So please, let's start with the class and the next activities that we have for today. Okay, everybody, pay attention to it. What are the advantages of living in the city? As you know, well, we have the city. I guess most of you live in the city. Some other people live in the countryside. But I want to ask you guys, in your opinion, okay, what are the good things of living in the city? We will start with Sonia, okay? She will be our volunteer today. Hello, Sonia.
Hello, teacher.
Hello. Sonia, question. Do you live in the city or in the countryside?
I live in the countryside.
In the countryside. Okay, well, so maybe you can't tell us about some advantages of living in the city. But in your opinion, Sonia, what are the advantages of living in the countryside? What are the good things of living there?
The advantage of living in the city or in the country?
Oh, if you want, because you live in the countryside, you can tell me about the countryside, okay?
The living in the country, maybe the quiet. It's a quiet place.
Okay, very good. Well, that's one characteristic, well, one good characteristic of living in the countryside. So it's a quiet place. So that's a good description. Give me a second. What happened? Okay, so very good. Well, we will continue with another person. So, hello, Hector.
We have less pollution.
Okay, in the countryside, there is less pollution. That's
Also the
right.
countryside.
Oh, yes, in the countryside, there is less pollution, right? So give me a second, guys. I will change the color. Less pollution. Oops, less pollution. It's quiet. Okay. Well, Hector, what about you? Do you live in the countryside?
Yes. I think it's a countryside here.
Okay, so it's fine. Okay, so those are great characteristics of the countryside. Let's see right now. Marcela Abigail, hello. Do you live in the city or in the countryside?
I live in the city.
In the city, okay, so we can, well, we can talk about advantages of living in the city. What do you think, Marcela? What are good things of living in the city?
It's most in the access um energía eléctrica. Ay, Dios mío. More access to and education.
Okay, education,
Mm, healthy.
okay, health services,
Mm, I don't know.
okay,
Maybe
uh-huh.
that's it.
That's it. Okay, don't worry. Those are great characteristics. Okay, even though people from countryside can have education, in some places education is not as good as the city. In this case, maybe we can have different points of view because not all schools in the city are great, and not all schools in the countryside are bad. Okay, so it depends on the patient that teachers have. Okay, the patient and the way they do their job. But thank you, Marcela, because of your opinion. It was really good to talk about education and also health services. Okay, now let's see. Let's ask another boy. Okay, hello, Juan. Is Juan over here? Okay, let's see. Hello, Brian. Brian Flores, hello.
Hi, teacher.
Hi. Tell me, Brian, how are you today?
I'm very hard day because it's Monday and the work is very chaotic. The homework pen is the Friday, but I'm okay.
Okay, well, I got it. Thank you for being here, Brian, and everybody, thank you for being here. I know that Monday, it's sometimes difficult. It's sometimes a tiring day, but thank you for your effort in this class. Well, Brian, thank you for being here. As you can see today, we are talking about the advantages of living in the city. But I want to ask you, do you live in the city
Yes,
or in the countryside?
no, I living in the city.
Okay, so that's nice. We can talk about good things of the city. Tell me, Brian, what are the advantages of the city? What do you think?
The advantage in living in the city is a good restaurant and maybe our malls and cinema
Uh-huh.
is advantage because on the countryside I not have cinema, and for me I like to go into the cinema.
Oh, pretty good. So you really like movies?
Yes, every week.
Okay. What was the last movie that you watched at the cinema, Brian?
John Wick 4.
Okay, so that's a great movie. Well, you also have good tastes, so very good. Okay, thank you for sharing, Brian. That's something that is true. We have, well, food in El Salvador, it's delicious in most of the places, okay? And
Yes.
cinemas, yes, that's one good thing about the city that we have. Not only cinemas, we have, we have different places, stores, we have cinemas, and some other things. I could say that also we have parks because at least in San Salvador, there are a lot of parks. Okay, so that's another good characteristic of the city. Okay, but it is also good in the countryside. So both have their advantages. Let's see right now. Next person is going to be Maria. Hello, Maria. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I am good, thanks.
Okay, I'm happy to listen to it. Well, Maria, I want to ask you, do you live in the city or in the countryside?
In the city. So, yeah,
In
city.
the Okay, so pretty good. Tell me, please, Maria, what are good things? What are the advantages of the city?
Mm, a good
What do you think?
thing.
Uh-huh.
Maybe. I don't know, but it's only bad things for the
Only
traffic
bad
is
things. Oh, yes, traffic is, well, traffic is a
terrible.
mess in the city.
Yeah.
Yes, it's terrible. So thank you, Maria. Well, that's another good thing, okay? I will take notes because those are not advantages, those are disadvantages, but it's also important, okay? So thank you, Maria, for sharing. Let's see, Marcela, Stephanie. Hello, how are you today?
Hi, and you?
Fine, I am great today. Thank you for asking. Okay, so I am so happy to start a new week with a lot of energy. Okay, so Marcela, Stephanie, tell me, well, where do you live? Do you live in the city or in the countryside?
I live in the city.
Okay, nice. Well, do you think are there advantages in the city?
Advantage, there are more job opportunities in the city.
Okay, that's a good one. There are more job opportunities. Job opportunities. Nice job. Okay, that's a good one. And any other?
Mm,
Or that's it? Okay, that's it. Okay, don't worry, Marcela. Thank you for your
okay.
practice. Let's see, guys. Today I have two Marcelas and two Sonias, and I ask Sonia Maria, I guess. So Sonia Mariona, hello. How are you?
Hello, teacher. Good.
Okay, did you participate or Sonia Maria
No,
did it? No, you
I
didn't, right?
think Sonia
Okay.
Maria.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I really confused you because of the name, okay? And because I cannot see you guys. I don't know if your cameras are not working or what is happening, but I can't see any one of you. But well, Sonia, Sonia Mariona, tell me right
Yeah,
now, where do you live? In the city or in the countryside?
in the city, teacher.
In the city. Okay, so tell me, what are advantages of living in the city?
Okay. First of all, I think in the city has many disadvantages that advantage. For
Okay.
example, if you are talking about pollution and traffic jam and another thing are disadvantages. But one of the advantages of the living in a big city maybe uh, public transportation uh, is one of the advantages because we can save money
Okay,
if
yeah, we
you
can say.
have a car.
Okay, that's pretty good. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Sonia, for sharing. Those are great advantages of living in the city. As we can see, well, if you live in the city, we have, as I mentioned at the beginning, maybe we can have different points of view, but in some cases there is more access to education, also to health services. For example, it's kind of easier to go to the hospital or to a clinic than in the countryside in some cases, as I mentioned, okay? About cinemas, it's, well, that's a huge difference that it exists between the city and the countryside, because in the countryside, there aren't many, how can I say this? entertainment places, okay? For example, in the city, there are cinemas, there are parks, there are theaters and different activities that you can do. In the countryside, because, well, in the countryside, something good, I consider, guys, at least in El Salvador, I consider that one good thing about a countryside is that they have festivities almost always, I could say. Well, if you live in the countryside, tell me about it, right? On the comments, on the chat, tell me, yes, in the place I live, we celebrate every Sunday. So guys, I consider that they celebrate, and they are people from those places, it is supposed that they are that they really like to work each other together, right? So those are great advantages that we have from the city. Also job opportunities, yes, because well, at least as you mentioned, in big cities like San Salvador, Santa Tecla, and some other cities like that, so there are a lot of job opportunities. And the thing is that not all people want to work, but yeah, at least there are, okay, or there are some job opportunities. And a public transportation, which is something good. If you don't have a car, well, any route, any bus take you to the place you work or to different places you want to go to. So that's something good about it. However, as you mentioned, guys, in the city, there are a lot of negative things, okay? We are really sad because of that. But there are a lot of problems in the city. And today, that will be the main thing or the main point of using these expressions, okay? Today, as you remember, the class is about expressions of quantity. So we will learn how to use some expressions and to talk about problems that exist in most of the cities, okay? So right now, we will start with these expressions. Welcome one more time, everybody. Welcome to our class. I hope you enjoy the class. And if you have any question, any comment or something I can help you with, let me know, okay? We are going to start, everybody, reading and learning what are the expressions of quantity. Please tell me, Brian, what are the expressions of quantity? Please read this information.
I read the example, right?
The information that it's on brown, I'm sorry, and the example, the two things.
Okay. Expression of quantity. A word or group of a word that tells the amount of something. Example, there is too much crime in this neighborhood. No, neighbor.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, letter H is missing. I'm sorry, guys. But thank you, Brian. Your pronunciation was really nice. Neighborhood. Well, everybody, as you can see in this kind, well, in this example, we are using one expression of quantity. I want to ask you guys, what is the expression of quantity that we used? What do you think?
Too much.
Too much. Very good. Okay, as you remember, there are some expressions that we already learned or that we already practiced. And in this opportunity, guys, this is one expression that we already learned or that we already practiced in levels before, or maybe last week. I'm not pretty sure, okay? But everybody, let's pay attention to the following thing, okay? As you can see in this example, we use the expressions to intensify the problem that we want to identify in the sentence, okay? As you mentioned, in the city, there are a lot of problems. There are a lot of disadvantages. So we will use these expressions to talk about those problems that exist. But we want to make it stronger, okay? Because we can say, for example, let me eliminate the expression of quantity. Okay? So as you can see in this sentence, if we omit the expression of quantity, the sentence still makes sense. there is crime in this neighborhood. Okay? So as you can see, the idea is the same. But if we use an expression of quantity, we can intensify or we can express the quantity of crime that exists in the neighborhood. Okay, so that's the main thing that or the main point of using the expression of quantity. Okay, so everybody, let's continue with the next example, with the next part, and let's pay attention to it. Okay, remember some expressions that we can use to talk about quantity. Okay, please, Marcela, Stephanie, read the two words, the meaning, and the examples. Okay, all the information.
Okay. There's too much pollution. For one example. Two example, there are too many cars in the city.
Nice. Okay, very good. We have two examples. In the first one, we use too much. In the second one, we use too many. But first, what is the meaning of too much and too many, guys? Please, everybody, listen to Maria. Maria, what is the meaning of too much and too many?
Demasiado.
Yeah, but in English, they express what?
Oh, right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Don't worry, okay.
To express an excess, something, or
that's it, okay? To express an excess, okay? We are not talking about the right quantity. We are talking about an excess. So imagine, well, not imagine, pay attention to this picture. There are too many cars in the city. As you remember, we can omit the expression of quantity. We can omit it by now, okay? There are cars in the city, and that's something that you already know. There are cars in the city. Everybody here knows that there are cars in the city, but how many cars are there in the city? Are there, I don't know, less cars? Are there, I don't know, guys. Are there the right quantity of cars in the city, or there are, there is an excess of cars? Well, as you can see in the example, there are too many cars. That's why in the city we have a lot of traffic. Okay, that's the main thing, right? That's the main problem. So we have a lot of cars. Obviously, we have traffic. Okay, or there is a lot of traffic. Okay, so as you can see, we are talking about more than the number that it's possible in this case. Now, everybody, the first example in this case, there is too much pollution. One more time, guys. Eliminate the expression of quantity. There is pollution, and that's it. Okay, everybody know that there is pollution, but what is the amount of pollution that exists in rivers, lagoons, in a lake? So what is the quantity? There is too much. Okay, there is a lot of garbage everywhere. So we know that we already passed the excess, okay, of something. That's why, everybody, as you remember, last week I told you that when we use to talk about quantity or to talk about the degree of something, it means that it's something negative, okay? Too much, too many is mostly for negative meaning, okay? But guys, before we move to the next expressions, what is the difference between too much and too many? What do you think? Victor, what do you think? What is the difference between too much and too many? Oh, I guess your microphone is not working, okay? If you can, please write it on the chat, okay? Hello, Saul. How are you today?
Oh, I'm fine.
That's pretty good. Well, Saul, question for you. What is the difference between too much and too many?
Well, too much is for uncountable, too many for countable.
Okay, very good. That's a great answer. Thank you, Saul. Everybody, as you can see here, we use too much for uncountable and too many for countable. So pay attention to it. After too much, we always use the noun in singular form because it is uncountable. It doesn't have plural form, only singular. So we keep it like that. We use it in singular form. But when we use too many, we are going to use the noun in plural. A car, cars. A car, cars. Okay? So whenever we use too many, we have to use the following noun in plural. Okay? Everybody, let's move to the next expressions. Right now, remember guys, enough or not enough. Please, everybody, listen to Hector. Hector, read all the information.
Enough, not enough. They express that something is or isn't sufficient. That's it, or the picture
the
too?
Examples. Yes, the pictures either.
And there aren't enough buses in the city. And we have enough closest to the church with the homeless people.
Okay, thank you, Hector, for reading. Well, as you can see, we have two meanings for enough or not enough. Of course, everybody, if we use enough, they express that something is sufficient, okay? But if we use not enough, you know, it means that we don't have the right quantity, okay? If we use enough, we have the correct quantity, the right quantity of things that we need. But if we use if we use not enough, it means that we don't have the right quantity. So we have less than the amount that we need, okay? So pay attention to the two examples, okay? In this case, everybody, okay, we are using enough and we are using also plural nouns, buses and clothes, okay? We have enough clothes to share with homeless people. Homeless people, guys, as you know, are the people that lives on the streets. And we have, maybe guys, some people have a lot of clothes. They have too many clothes and they don't wear all their clothes. So we have sufficient clothes to share with people that don't have anything, okay? That's one example, okay? Real life examples. But that's to show you the idea that we have the right quantity or the right amount of something. Then everybody, in negative, there aren't enough buses in this city. As you remember, well, in this case, since we are using there are, we can make the contraction of not together with the verb to be, aren't, okay? So we have, well, the idea that expressed is that there aren't too many buses in the city, okay? There is a fewer number of buses in the city that we can use or that we can, in the ones that we can transport or to move from one place to another. That's the meaning of enough. As you remember, guys, we practice these words when we talk about evaluation and comparison. So it has the same meaning to talk about sufficient or not sufficient number of things. Okay, very good. Let's move everybody to our next expressions. Okay, the last one, no, guys. The next one is more. Okay, in this case, everybody, so all the sentences are in affirmative. So everybody, please pay attention to Marcela Abigail. Okay, Marcela, help me reading all the information and the examples.
Okay, more. It's referred to a greater or additional amount of something. Example 2, right? Okay. We need more security in the neighborhood. We have to do more cleaning campaigns in the city.
Very good. Okay, as you can see, the meaning or the definition of more, it talks about a greater or additional amount of something. Okay, in this case, as you can see, we can use more for countable and uncountable nouns. Security is not countable. We can talk about the police officers, we can talk about the people, the gardens, but we cannot, security is not plural. Security can't be plural. So we can use it for uncountable nouns and also for countables, like cleaning campaigns, okay? But as you can see, we are talking about something. We have, in the first example, we have security. There is security in the neighborhood, but we need an additional amount of security, okay? It is a little bit dangerous. So we need more. We need an additional amount of something, in this case of security. Then in the second example, guys, we have to do more cleaning campaigns in the city. Maybe there are cleaning campaigns in the city, but there are few, okay? There are not enough cleaning campaigns. That's why, everybody, we ask to do more. We need additional cleaning campaigns. So we talk about a higher number, a higher amount of something, okay? This is the meaning of more. Then, everybody, let me show you our next expressions, okay? These are the last two expressions that we are going to study, everybody, and then we have to practice. So remember, okay, we are talking about these expressions of quantity, and as you can see, they have a specific grade of or a specific intensity to talk about quantity. So let's pay attention to our next volunteer. In this moment, I want to listen to Sonia, let me see, Sonia Maria, okay? She will help us with this information, okay? Please, first, Sonia Maria, read fewer, okay? Fewer and example, okay?
Okay. Fewer, a small number of people or things. There should be fewer stray dogs in the street.
Thank you. Okay, as you can see, we use fewer. It is common, guys, that we use less for countable and uncountable, and it's okay. We can use less for countable and uncountables, but it's better, or it's more appropriate if we use fewer to talk about countable nouns. In this case, the countable noun that we have in the sentence are the stray dogs. All the dogs that live in, well, on the streets, they are stray dogs, okay? Similar like the situation of homeless people is the same way the stray dogs. Stray dogs are the dogs that live on the streets, okay? So, but what we think, our opinion or Christian's opinion is that there should be fewer, a small number than the quantity that we have in the streets, okay? There should be a small number of stray dogs in the street, okay? That's the main idea of using fewer, to talk about the quantity, the specific number of something, of people or things, okay? But then everybody, we also have the use of less. Please, in this moment, Sonia Mariona, help me reading the information about less.
Okay. A smaller amount or quantity of something, there should be less crime.
Very good, okay? Another opinion, well, my next opinion is there should be less crime. Even though, guys, we are in a security situation in El Salvador, there is still crime in some places, okay? There are still criminals, there are still gangs in some places. So there are some people that is doing bad things, okay? There is crime. But my opinion, everybody, there should be less crime. So there should be a smaller quantity of crime in my neighborhood, in the city, in our country, okay? There should be a smaller amount of something. In this case, as you can see, less is used for uncountable nouns. Something good about less is that you can use it for both, for countable and uncountable. But it's better if we use less for uncountable and fewer for countable, okay? So everybody, these are the expressions that we have learned to talk about the intent. Sorry. These are the expressions that we use to talk about the intensity or to talk about the quantity of things that we need, that we have, and that we don't need and we don't want and we don't have. Okay, let's remember. Okay, let's make a review. The expressions to talk about a smaller number or a smaller quantity, a smaller amount are fewer and less. Then everybody, oops, give me a second, I will move it. Then everybody, we talk about when we need a higher number or a higher amount of something. What is the word that we use for an additional amount of something? What is the expression that we use, Hector?
In Spanish.
Not in English, come on. Do you remember what is the word that express an additional amount of something?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. It starts with the letter M. So guys, what is the expression to talk about an additional amount of something? Do you remember?
More.
Ah, thank you. We use more. Thank you, Maria. Okay, so Hector, what is the expression that we use for an additional amount? Hector?
don't know, teacher.
You don't know. Remember, more, okay? We have more. So very good, don't worry. Then everybody, okay, we talk about some other expressions that we can use, okay? Remember, a smaller number, fewer and less. An additional amount of something, more. Then when we have sufficient or not sufficient, what are the expressions that we use?
I think it is enough and not enough.
Very good. For sufficient, oh my gosh, the color. Okay, for a sufficient number, we use enough or not enough. Okay, give me a second. I will change the color of this to yellow again. Okay, and the first two expressions that we mentioned are related to an excess of something. So what are the expressions, guys, when we talk about excess?
Too much and too many.
Ah, very good. Too much and too many. Okay, I will write this for you on the chat. So an additional amount, sufficient. Sufficient. And the last ones, as you mentioned, are too much, or too many, and too much. Okay, to express an excess. Okay, everybody, this is for you to remember to practice, because on our speaking day, we are going to practice these expressions and to use it to talk about different situations or different problems that exist in the city or in the countryside. So everybody, you have the information, like a summary of the information on the chat. Now, everybody, we have to practice our, our grammar, our expressions that we learn. Well, as you can see in this picture, everybody, we have the meaning or the definition, a very clear definition of enough, not enough, and too much. As you can see, enough is the right amount. We don't need more, we don't need less. Then not enough, we need more, as you can see. Too much, more than we need. That's the reason why there is spilled water. Okay, so everybody, in this moment, let's move to the activity about too much, too many, and enough, and let's practice together, everybody. If you have any question about the activity that we are going to complete today, you can let me know. Okay, remember, too much, too many, and enough. Okay, pay attention to it. Remember to use too much, too many, and enough, depending on the context. So we are going to start this activity, and my first volunteer is going to be Brian Flores. Okay, Brian, tell me example number 1.
Okay, is there any bread in the house? Oh yeah, there is too many bread.
Okay, there is too many bread. Let's see. Ooh, too many. Okay, we will check later, guys, if they are correct or not. So right now, thank you, Brian, for your help. Please, everybody, pay attention to Sonia Maria. Help me with number 2.
My dad feels sick because he smokes too many cigarettes a day. He needs to quiet smoking.
Nice. Okay, he needs to stop. Okay, but that was nice. So too many cigarettes a day. Thank you. Let's continue with Hector. Hector, help me with number 3.
Eating too much chocolate is unhealthy.
Pretty good. Okay, and yes, it's unhealthy, guys. Don't eat too much chocolate. Thank you. Let's continue and listen to Maria. Okay, Maria is ready. So tell me number 4.
Okay, teacher. Do you want to go to the cinema with me? Sorry, I don't have too much time. Maybe.
Okay, it makes sense. I don't have too much time. Maybe. Okay, we will check it in a moment. Now, number 5, please pay attention to another boy. Well, let's pay attention to Saul. Saul, help me right now with example 5.
There are too many commercials during my favorite TV program. It makes me angry.
Nice, okay. Yes, that's something that makes everyone angry. So thank you. Let's continue right now. Marcela Abigail, help me with example 6.
You think too much about money? You shouldn't do that.
Very good. Okay, that's a nice example. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Hello, Juan. Are you there?
Yes, of course.
Yes, very good, Juan. Thank you. Help me with example 7.
Okay, I think it's too much faster. Show the fish and that.
Oh, very good. Can you repeat again the expression? Because I listened to you a little bit low.
Okay, I think she eats too much fast food.
Nice. Okay, that's the correct example. She eats too much fast food. So thank you. Well, thank you, Juan. That was a nice example. Let's continue right now and listen to Sonia Mariona. Okay, Sonia, help me read in example 8.
You use too much sugar in your coffee. It isn't healthy for you.
Okay, very good. Excellent pronunciation. Well, guys, most of us participate in this activity, and we still have more examples. So we will create another sentence, and then I will complete everyone together is going to complete the last examples. Okay, please help me with this example, Maria, example 9.
Okay, my grandfather is old. Just stop working.
What do you think is the right expression? Is all too much? Is all too many? Is all enough? So what do you think?
And my grandfather is old enough to stop working.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Let's move right now. Marcela Abigail, number 10.
Okay. I didn't get too much sun this spring. I should go outside more often.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Let's continue with let's see. Sonia Mariona, example 11. Ladies first and then boys.
There are too many people in the supermarket. I don't like shopping here.
Oh. There are?
There's 11 or 12.
Well, It was 11, but if you want, you can help me with number 12.
There are too much people in the supermarket. I don't like shopping here.
Okay, nice. Thank you. Let's continue. Please pay attention to Sonia Maria. Okay, Sonia Maria, example 11, okay? Hi. Sonia Maria, hi. Are you there?
Excuse me, which one?
Oh, 11, example 11.
Okay. Did you buy enough toilet paper? Yes, I bought 60 rolls.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a huge number. Thank you. Let's continue with example 13. Juan, tell me, what is the correct example 13?
13, right?
Yes.
It's like this hotel. Yes, yes, but it costs too much money.
Okay, very good. Too much money. Thank you. Hector, example 14.
I have enough work for tomorrow.
Okay, I have enough homework for tomorrow. Let's see.
I won't have time to go play outside.
Okay, thank you for your example. That was a nice practice. Let's move to example 15. Saul, help me with this one.
My dad washes my dad watches too many football on TV. He never eat dinner with us.
Okay, thank you. And well, the last person that is going to help me is Brian. Okay, the last person that helps me individually. 16.
Okay. I don't have too much money to buy the new PS4 game.
Really sad, okay. Very good, that's a great example. Now, everybody, please activate your microphones and tell me what could be the right answer. 17, let's build a snowman. We can't, there isn't snow. So what could be the right answer? There isn't too much, there isn't too many, there isn't enough. What do you think?
There isn't enough.
Okay, thank you, Maria. There isn't enough. Let's continue. Number 18, well, it's at the beginning of the sentence. Sun isn't good for you. You should wear a hat to protect yourself. So what could be the right expression? Too much, too many, or enough? What do you think? Too much. Okay, thank you. Too much. 19. I don't think it's going to be a sunny day. There are clouds in the sky. What could be the right expression? There are enough, there are many, or there are too much?
There are too many.
There are too many. Okay, thank you. And the last example, there is noise in this classroom. I
Not.
can't hear what the teacher is saying. Yes, Hector, what is the answer? Too much. Okay, very good. Everybody.
14 is too much.
Okay, very good. Thank you for changing this answer too much. Okay, guys, let's check together. Well, we will have a quick review of our answers and also a quick feedback. So let's see, check my answers. And oh my gosh, we have some examples that are not correct, okay? Well, the main thing, guys, or the main confusion was about the use of too much and too many. Remember that in some cases we use too much, mainly when the noun is in singular form, okay? Anytime we have to use a noun, or we have to use too much and too many, pay attention to the noun. If it is in singular, we have to use too much because it's uncountable. And if it is in plural, we have to use too many, okay? So everybody, it was a nice practice, even though we make some mistakes. Remember that mistakes help us to learn, okay? If we make a mistake, it doesn't mean that we are bad, that English is not for us. Actually, it means the opposite. It means that you can continue learning more, okay? So don't feel afraid of making mistakes. Actually, I could say, guys, feel proud of making mistakes because you are learning, okay? So right now, well, I will send you the link, guys, together with a presentation for you to practice and to complete this activity by yourself, okay? And now, everybody, well, we have another practice, but we don't have enough time to complete it. So please, guys, continue working on the activities that we have on the platform. Remember that today we have to finish with the 25% of the activities in the platform. So guys, if you complete these activities until 2.2.5, you will finish with 25% or around 25%. So please, everybody, work on the platform. No se les olvide, guys, trabajar en la plataforma, ¿ok? Las clases que tenemos acá en Zoom, everybody, son un beneficio que tenemos, pero más allá de que eso sea importante, las actividades de la plataforma son aún más importantes, porque de ellas depende que nosotros podamos mantener nuestras clases de inglés y sobre todo que podamos recibir nuestro certificado al terminar el nivel. So, please, everybody, work on the platform. Please, guys, if you have any question, you can text me on the WhatsApp group. And guys, it was a pleasure to help you today with this topic. I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Okay? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher.
everyone.
Good
Nice
night.
to listen to your participations today.
Okay.